We don't have music.
No, we don't have a music intro. Do you want me to play a music intro?
No, you can add it in post. Can you sing me a little song?
No.
Oh, the intro's wrong, by the way.
It is?
There's a lot of things wrong. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Allie. Allie, how are you today?
Honestly, Shannon, I'm feeling a little blue.
Because your text is blue?
No, I'm feeling a little bit blue because, I had a weekend.
We all had weekends.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. I am feeling blue, though, because I missed the opening night game for the Devils.
I did too.
I literally got to work and I had my little iPad with me and I set my iPad up and I was like, okay, I can get like a quick sign out puck drop. It's probably gonna be like after 7:30. And then I showed up just to utter chaos. Like you would think Jersey City was on fire. It was and also like by the by, I think this opening game was very popular because the amount of traffic for me to get past Newark to get to work was disgusting, quite frankly. And I drove past the Prudential Center and got to watch all the happy people. I couldn't literally see them, but I saw them with my mind's eye.
Yeah.
Going into the Rock. Just really excited. And I was going to work to be assaulted for 13 hours. So quite frankly.
Not excited.
Out. Not a good time. Then I took a nap and then I drove 4 hours. And then I missed the second game of the Devils opening weekend.
I feel you.
And
I mostly did.
Honestly, the first one had the energy. The second one, you didn't need to see it.
I was at the Eras Tour movie instead. And I fell asleep in the middle of All Too Well 10-minute version.
Fell asleep during the movie?
I've seen it live. I knew what was going to happen.
You did.
But I woke up just long enough to see, Shannon, your many text messages of the rapidly devolving game against the Coyotes.
I have a lot to say on it, but I'm going to wait until we get into it.
I think we can get into it.
Okay.
We should intro.
Well, we should probably introduce who we are, what is, what are we doing?
That's a
we
great
said
start.
Our names, but people just have no idea how...
We all know each other, but they don't know us.
Backwards
it's nice to meet
right
you.
Now. Nice to meet you, too.
Do you come here often?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I actually do. I come to this spot on this couch very often. This is my seat, and I'm upset if other people sit in it.
You're going to be getting a new spot soon. Anyway, go ahead.
So this is Hot Girls Hockey, born in Jersey, and it's just weekly opinions about the Jersey Devils.
The only podcast that doesn't pump its own gas.
Salt, pepper, ketchup.
Oh my gosh. I'm in pain.
Okay, so Shannon, this is a brand new podcast that we just flung together from parts stolen from the studio.
I'm bleeping the name.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wait, do you want me to redo it with more of a pause so you can actually bleep it?
Oh, no, it will just be bleeps. You're good.
Okay. The studio that shall not be named. So, okay. It's a very simple podcast. It's kind of stupidly simple, really, if you think about it. It's just the fact that the three of us are best friends who have known each other literally forever and spend an inordinate amount of time watching and talking and thinking about hockey with each other.
Specifically Devils hockey. But
also sometimes Coyotes, Stan, Arizona.
No, this is episode 1, and we're just going to immediately derail. All right, so we have our weekly update. What the flip happened this week? What's our standing? What the heck is going on?
Yeah. This
Sarah,
is family friendly.
What is our standing right now? Where are we in the Metropolitan?
So we've had 2 games thus far since the season started. The first against, who was it? Didn't watch this one.
Oh my God. Wait, who was it? I did that. No, I didn't watch that one.
No.
It was Red Wings, Detroit Red Wings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You were doing great. You were doing so good.
Back.
You
All
got this.
That was so good.
So we've had 2 games thus far this season, and that puts us in 3rd in the Metropolitan Division. We're behind the Canes and the Penguins, which makes sense given how some things went last year. But it's still early enough that we can't count out the Devils yet.
We're 1% of the way into the season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So 3rd, great. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy, especially how the second game went. That was...
You're happy with how the second game went?
I think it's quite rude of them, honestly, to lose on Friday the 13th, the most holy of devil days.
It is a New Jersey holiday as well.
It is.
And
they had the audacity to lose.
They needed to lose.
Tell me why you think that.
I think they needed to lose because we have no idea how to fucking win without losing first.
This is a great way to start off your Devils podcast by saying that you think they need to lose.
Yes.
But they went undefeated in the preseason.
Right.
Exactly.
Did they need to lose
to the
now?
Coyotes? Yes. I feel like they did because they were talking. I'm like, the beginning of every game, they just look tired. And you're just like,
so let me back you up then.
Okay.
Let me take you. Let me take you back. Before we get into Saturday night, Friday night, I think we should go through Thursday night. And Shannon, since you're the only one who watched that game in full, I watched clips of it in between running traumas.
Oh my gosh.
So tell me what happened on Thursday night. Or wait, Sarah's giving us updates, isn't she?
I did not watch Thursday's game.
Okay, someone.
I saw a different podcast live that day.
Okay, the real update of what happened on Thursday night was fucking Jack Hughes smiled during his interview and answered questions directly. It was shocking. I had to put a note down about it. I was like, he smiled. He was, dare I say, slightly charming. Not like, obviously, Dougie takes it. You can't, you just, nobody will ever.
Yes.
But I'm more charming than Dougie. But there was
Jack
just like
Hughes.
a smidge where I was like, there's something's there.
His frontal lobe is starting to develop.
Exactly.
So tell me what happened. How did the game go? How did they come out? Like, how were they starting? How did the first period go?
They looked fucking tired.
Mm-hmm.
They looked tired. They're always tired in the first period, like acting hungover. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Hoboken.
They're down a point. And then finally they come back. It's only once we're down a point. Can we score anything?
It wouldn't be the Devils if they didn't immediately give up the first point.
Do you think that is a strength or a disadvantage of theirs?
I think it's a strength, especially because of what happened on the game on Friday.
Tell me why.
So, because on Friday, we were down 2 points, but then scored 3 points in the second period. Still lost it in a shootout, which is just a whole nother fucking thing. But it's just like, who can just come back? I don't know any other teams that just...
I think there is something to be said for stamina.
Yeah, watching the Devils is because it's just a roller coaster ride. They're always losing, and then they're winning. Timo is playing the wrong fucking sport. He's a soccer player. I don't know if you guys saw the highlight.
I do remember you saying this, though.
Kicking in the puck into the goal, and then just immediately everybody was just like... And you could just see, like, I believe Timo totally just went for it with the skate, and then he came behind with his stick because he knew that was illegal. He was like, "Oh fuck."
Maybe they won't notice.
That was what it felt like.
But
they noticed.
The defense look on Thursday?
Well, it was VTech on Thursday, right?
Yes, it was actually VTech was incredible. They were chanting his name,
as they
rightfully so. It's like, even though a couple things got by, it was just the saves were incredible because VTech is incredible.
Yeah, I definitely heard that this summer he was talking about how he tried to work on the psychological aspect of his game and try to, like, focus himself. And that's, I only got to see clips of the game, but I heard that was very evident in his opening night.
Yeah.
He was very in the zone and focused. And that was something that I remember last season, is that he did so well for so long. And then towards the end of the season, you could kind of see his nerves getting to him.
Yeah.
So I hope this year he gets his groove back. What about our other defenseman? You've got baby boy Luke Hughes.
Okay.
It's like that, I think, was his third ever NHL game, if I'm not mistaken.
I have strong opinions.
Tell me.
About watching Luke Hughes play, because there was a quote that apparently Jesper Bratt said, watching Jack Hughes on the ice, he skates like a magician.
Yes.
And Luke, you could tell that the potential is there, and he's fighting so hard for it. But I think he's fighting too hard, where he's like, the wound up is amazing, and then right at the end is the falter. But it's far more developed than the last game we just saw him play last season.
Okay.
Like, they invested in him. They're trying. And I think he's just young and it's nerves. And something about these two games that I wanted to tell you guys about, the pressure is fucking on. Like, because people are expecting us to go to the Stanley Cup. And you could feel it on the ice. And I think that's why we choked on the second game.
Okay, so you both watched the second game.
Oh, yeah.
No. I watched the first period and a half. And then I went to see Friday the 13th. It's a holiday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's still more than I saw at the Era store.
Fair.
Oh, I will say a big topic on Thursday that was so much fun was that Timo changed his number.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
something that was hysterical was I could see in the background a couple times just some like fans with his old jersey number and his name on it. And I'm like, I feel bad for all the people who bought the jersey last season.
Or it's kind of cool. It's like a vintage.
They're never going to make them again.
That's true. That is true. But I thought that was pretty funny.
I know a bunch of people were trying to buy jerseys last season before they made the switch to Fanatics this season. There's like a jersey out there that is like, I think someone ordered from Fanatics that like the picture gets like posted around Twitter all the time, but it's like a Jack Hughes jersey. I think it's a Jack Hughes jersey. It's either a Jack Hughes jersey that has Nico Heischer's name on it, or it's a Nico Heischer jersey that has Jack Hughes' name on it. One or the other. I can't remember, but it's like completely misprinted. And I think it's so funny. I would pay cash money to have that jersey.
Yeah. I would pay so much cash money for a hat.
Ugh.
I saw a guy at the restaurant. We were watching the game. He had a hat, and I was so jealous. I was just staring at him.
You just have to follow him until
I know.
he puts the hat down.
My goal.
I should have asked him for it.
My goal this year at the games, whichever ones we end up going to, is to convince a drunk man, is to seduce a drunk man
This is a great goal.
into giving me his hat.
Yeah. All right. I don't know how I can help, but I'll try.
Seduction.
I don't think it's
Hat seduction.
Yes. All right. So how do you plan on seducing this very drunk man at the game?
Girl, this is a discussion for a later time. Tell me about Friday night.
Friday was fucking stressful.
Yeah.
Stressful. Why are we losing? Why is this happening? Why are we 2 down? Why do we come back but then just lose it in the end in an effing shootout? And I hate the announcers the whole time. They're just like, Timo won the shootout when they brought him on to the team last time in his first ever. And I'm just like, yeah, but every other shootout we lost. And nobody, like, I'm just like, we're not going to win. We suck at these.
Shootouts are terrible, though.
And we continue
like
to
the
suck
whole
at
game
these.
didn't matter at that point.
Oh my gosh, I have to rewind. Something that was crazy. I was freaking out. It was a penalty marathon.
So that's what I heard.
I did see some of that.
Absurd.
I heard there were like multiple people, like multiple doubles in the box at once.
5-on-3 at one point.
5-on-3, 4-on-4.
Yeah.
Then it went backwards where it was 3 back on 5. And it was like over 6 penalties in a row.
That's a lot.
And it was like, whoever has to keep track of this shit, I feel sorry for. I'm like, I would hate that. I'm like, all right, 40 seconds on this one, 3 seconds.
Did it seem like the refs were targeting one team more than other, or was it just both teams were getting
all of
back
them.
and forth?
Yeah.
It was just back and forth, and it was just because I think everybody was just getting impatient.
Yeah.
And it was insanity.
Yeah.
And it was just like, there's just no players on the ice.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
So something that I heard this year is that the Coyotes are a much stronger team than their reputation.
They definitely are.
Literally,
they showed it.
At the restaurant, we were sitting next to another couple they were also Devils fans. We were talking with them a little bit, and they were down their first point already. And we said to them, like, we'll be fine, because like they're what are they going to lose to the Coyotes?
I think that's what everyone was saying.
Apparently.
Yeah. Well, I think
they're going to lose to the Coyotes.
It sounds like the Coyotes came out fast and furious.
Yeah.
They also, I think that they're like, so they've had this coach. This is, I think, his 3rd year, or they've had him for 3 years, something. It's like around 3 years. Yeah. And 3 years is like enough time for like those players that you recruited when you first started to start paying off. Like it's enough time for people to like get their strides. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they have like a good goalie this year, which can get you pretty far. I feel like last year, Vitek being a solid goalie allowed the Devils to find their feet in the first half of the season and then really excel in the second half. And I wonder if a similar thing is going to happen with Arizona, if they have like a strong enough goalie to let them like coalesce into a strong team. And then maybe we'll see underdog Arizona Coyotes run for the playoffs later on. I would root for that.
I wouldn't be surprised. So I guess
I won't, but
do you think Matthew Tkachuk is still recovering from his sternal fracture?
I don't know.
He suffered that in like the final couple games against Vegas. And I think about that a lot because I've treated a lot of people with sternal fractures and that shit hurts. Oof. And he played a game with that sternal fracture.
Hala got stitches in the game on Friday. He got sliced in the chin.
Ooh, really?
I don't remember if it was a skate or a stick, but that's just something about hockey. Like, I forget who had the busted lip last year. They were just like, it was Plot. And they were just so worried about how many shifts he was going to miss. They was like, we got to stitch him up. And he didn't even miss a shift.
Honestly, Jersey Devils, you want someone who can suture up real quick, give me a phone call.
Yeah. Hire Allie.
I can, and this shit will be like plastic surgery. I'm not going to give you some ugly scar stitches. We're going to get a running subcuticular here. It's going to be beautiful. A 5-0 monocryl. You're going to love it. Call me.
He looked good.
I live 20 minutes away. So Shannon, I was just talking about suturing. I've been talking a lot about what I do for work, as I frequently do. But obviously, since we're here doing a podcast with professional audio equipment, there must be someone in this room here who is familiar with TV and film and therefore has really strong opinions on choreographed fight scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to first put quotation marks on professional audio equipment because, yes, this equipment is nice. Are we using it professionally? There's a lot of question marks there.
What about my living room doesn't look like a professional studio to you?
I just do not have enough sound blankets to cover all the walls.
That's fine. I'll put up curtains.
Yeah. Okay, so the fights, there were no fights the first game, and there wasn't really anything of note during the second game. There was one pileup, but the first game, I will have to say, Detroit. I did, against the Red Wings, I absolutely appreciated Jack Hughes' little tantrum. It was absolutely epic.
A little toddler tantrum?
Yes, he threw a tantrum and it was worth it. I don't care if there was a penalty. I don't care if they called it. He needed to do it. So on the Red Wings, Wallman pushed Hughes over and then skated over him slowly. So when Hughes tried to get up, his head just hit his crotch, and it was clearly on purpose. It was just like, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then when Hughes was like on his knees and finally like getting up, and Wallman was skating slowly away because he knew what he did, Hughes just took his stick and whacked him in the back of the calf, and it was so petty. It absolutely was. And it was so fucking worth it because even though the refs didn't call whatever happened with Wallman, whatever, they called it on Hughes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just like, when your sibling fucking like hits you, touches you, and you have to hit them back. Yes. When you're like, a 5-year-old, and you're just like, no, I can't let you have the last touch or the hit. And Hughes just went for it.
And your mom walks in the room right as you're doing that.
Exactly. And it was just like, but your mom didn't see the first interaction. She just saw you hitting your sibling, even though your sibling started it. And he got the penalty. Yeah. And he was sent to a timeout, and it was wonderful. But I appreciated it. Like, if I was Hughes in that moment, I would have done it. I had to, like,
you'd kneecap him.
It was hysterical.
He Tanya Harding'd him.
Yes, he tried.
I feel like I remember seeing afterward that they were saying that, like, he ruined his chances at some trophy.
Lady Bing.
That's it.
Yeah, he did. I was like, he never shows aggression. Our team, like, the Devils normally just don't show aggression. Normally it's just all about pushing Timo over because people just, they can't really. In game 2, there wasn't, like, much going on. There was a pileup that got really heated towards the end of the game. That was fun. And you could like see the emotion. You could see Siegenthaler yelling, fuck off. But honestly, normally I would love to.
Did Nico tell anyone to piss off?
He probably did.
I
didn't see it though. The goal of this, the idea is I want to rate these fights and give these awards, but there really just wasn't anything. If no, I would say the first game we just had a home video that made your mom proud, and the second game I would say it was just like it was like an A on like a short in a film class is kind of what it felt like.
Okay.
There was no gore. There's no blood.
Okay.
Like, I want to see people screaming. I want to see the punches. There was like one moment where one player did do like the punch, but he couldn't really reach. So I don't think it did any damage. I want to see teeth falling out, helmets off.
We want blood.
Gloves off, broken sticks. I didn't get any of that. No awards.
Oh my gosh.
No awards this week. And you could tell everyone's like, we don't want to get injured yet.
Yeah.
Save that for later.
Yeah. So fights this week, not much going on, but you could tell some good bloodbaths are going to be along the way. And I'm looking forward to it.
I love that for you, frankly.
All right. Next, I have a surprise for you guys.
I'm so intrigued about what this is.
This is called Don't Worry About It.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just not going to
won't
worry about
it.
I don't worry about any of this.
Yeah.
Because I had so much time to listen to the games this week. The commentators just said a couple things.
Oh, okay.
That
This is
was
good.
just fucking funny.
Give
and
us-
I just like, it just made me happy because people listening have no idea how much I struggle with words. And I have no idea how much I struggle with spelling and grammar. And I just don't talk right. And so the commentator said some things where I was like, wow, I could have done that.
This is my favorite segment. I love this. This is so funny.
Okay, so tell me.
So my favorite ways to describe them trying to take a shot on goal this week was he tried to shovel it in, and the other one was stuff it in. And all I could think about was stuffing in a turkey. I'm like, he's just trying to put stuffing in the turkey to get a goal.
My favorite is trickles by the net.
Trickles by the net.
Why is it trickling?
And something that was like interesting, I found, I need to know how you guys feel about this.
Okay.
So one of the announcers said one of the players on the Red Wings packed on some pounds. He's looking a lot more explosive this season. And they were obviously just trying to say he put on some muscle, so he was looking stronger this season. But I'm just like, why did you say packed on some pounds? I'm like, maybe
I feel like there's some mixed metaphors happening here too.
Yeah.
He looks explosive.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I'm not sure what that means.
I guess he just had more
based
to
on his
like,
size.
I have no idea.
Yeah. It is very much a mixed metaphor.
Yeah.
This is actually something that I have strong opinions about in athletics, though.
Yeah.
The commentary on people's bodies.
It is odd.
It is one of those fields where, I mean, your career is so much revolved around your body, but it definitely feels peculiar sometimes and almost objectifying the way bodies are talked about as if they're separate from the person.
Absolutely. Like all last season, Timo, big boy.
Too much.
Way
too much.
I hate that. He's such a big boy.
Oh, he's a big boy.
And everyone would do it too.
Everyone. I was like, okay. So, but this time, instead of big boy, I noticed they said, he is a bull. He bullied his way through that pressure. And I was like, let's rewind.
That was a little better.
I'm like, bull's okay. But then he bullied his way. I'm like, are you trying to use the animal like as bullied as a verb? But they meant like, but I'm like, do you mean like bully, like making fun of somebody?
Stop. Hold on. Question.
Yeah.
Does the word bully, as in I'm bullying you, like I'm making fun of you, come from the word bull?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Because like the old, like saying bully is like if you bully someone, it was like you push someone around like a bull. Maybe that is where that comes from.
Interesting.
Wow. Language.
Email us at an email that we do not have.
We do have an email.
Oh my gosh, we have an email?
Have an email. Yes.
What's the email?
It's
Tell us later.
What's the email?
Because I'm going to need that so we can upload this.
Yes, I do
we have
an email.
Please
Great.
comment. Let us know.
I think it's Hot Girls
Is the
Hockey
word
7.
bullied? Does it come from?
No one listening to a hockey podcast knows the answer to this
super
question.
We
don't.
don't know that. You have that. We don't know.
There's not a linguist on the line.
Okay. What if there is, though? Something that I could not get over listening to game 1 and game 2, the commenters kept talking about how one of, I believe it's like an award for a forward would receive the Selke Award.
Yes.
And I was losing my mind because I was picturing the cryptid, like a Selke, like monster this whole time. And I'm like, why would the award be referencing a Selke?
Like the Irish
mythology
creature.
And I was like losing my mind. And I'm like, why?
Cryptids are deeply
and then obviously I looked it up.
the NHL.
It's SELK.
Yes. Yeah, I looked it up. I corrected myself. But just listening to it the whole time, I'm like, that's
Shannon
so much fun.
Is picturing Nico Hischier picking up a trophy of a literal Selke.
Yes, I am.
Remind me, are Selkies the horses that drag you underwater and drown you, right?
I think so.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yep.
That would be a good team name.
The Selkies.
The Salt Lake City Selkies.
Oh. Somebody call Utah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do they have
Get another contender in the Cryptid Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That was pretty good. Maybe I won't put that in there so nobody takes it.
So that one day when Salt Lake City does make their hockey team, they can pay us.
One day when I'm a millionaire and can start a Salt Lake City NHL team.
So, Allie, what is the shit that you found on Twitter this week?
Okay, so obviously the big conversation on hockey Twitter this week was the NHL ban on Pride tape. Did you hear about this?
No.
Sarah, please enlighten Shannon.
I'm not on Twitter, so this is why the segment's here to describe it.
So is it just like across the NHL, players will be fined if they wrap their sticks in Pride tape?
Pretty much, yeah. So obviously, like last year, there were a number of players who kind of protested the Pride Night warm-up jerseys.
Wow.
And in response to that, they said it conflicted with religious beliefs. So in response to that, the NHL, was kind of, they made this decision that no one was going to wear warm-up jerseys. And from my understanding, the teams could still make themed warm-up jerseys and they could still auction them off, but the players just weren't going to be wearing them for warm-ups.
Wow.
Which seems like a little bit of an overreaction.
A bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then in addition to that, because obviously theme nights are still happening. So in addition to that, this week, the NHL announced that you're also not allowed to use Pride tape, like the rainbow tape. And it's sold by a specific company. It's specifically called Pride tape. And you're not allowed to use it on the stick. And if you use it on Pride night, or I guess theoretically any other night, but many people would only really use it on Pride night, then you'll get fined.
They should do better.
Yeah.
And I hope that some players will do it anyway.
Correct.
If they could afford the fine.
Face the fine.
I don't know what the fine is.
I don't either, but it's funny you say that because if you had to guess a player from which team do you think was the first to come out and say that he is going to use Pride tape anyway and doesn't care about the fine? Just pick a team, any team.
Any team.
What team do you think a player would boldly come out?
I was going to say it was Wood.
Miles Wood? No. No, our boy Miles Wood. No. Okay. No, Avalanche, but no.
Vegas?
I could see it, but no. It is the Philadelphia Flyers.
Really?
The worst people you know.
The worst person you know just made a great point.
Yeah,
really?
Yes. So it was
Billy, you're right for this one time.
That's
it.
It was Scott Lawton, or it could be Lofton, not sure how it's pronounced. Scott Lawton of the Philadelphia Flyers. He said, I'll use the tape. If I have to buy it myself, I will.
Correct. Scott.
Damn.
And the owner of Pride Tape, or the co-founder of Pride Tape, Christopher Wells, said that we will send Scott and his teammates all the free Pride Tape they want.
Excellent.
I love that.
I hope we see more of that.
Me too.
At a Pride night coming near you in Philadelphia, you will get all the Pride Tape you want.
And what else? What other shit did you see on Twitter this week?
Oh, something I liked. I saw a lot of people making friendship bracelets for the Devils games, which I thought was so cute.
Very. I can't wait. to join in on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. I want a friendship bracelet so bad. I want to make some. That was super cute.
So our final segment here is that we're going to talk about who's the it boy of this week. Who was he this week? But, and there can be many reasons why someone was the it boy of this week. It could be their performance in the game. It could be something that happened in an interview. It could just be we said so. So who are we going to put in the running for it boy this week?
Shannon, please make your nomination.
I have a nomination.
Okay.
It is fucking Dougie.
Okay.
Because he scored the comeback goal in the first game and in the second game.
Turning the tide.
That's very good.
Huge.
Okay.
For me, it was all about Dougie. It's just the smile, the cheers. The goal was just better because it was Dougie.
Yeah.
And he did it twice.
That's a smile on your face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that this is my nomination, but based on the small snippet of game that I saw, based on that performance, I have to nominate Jesper Bratt just because he did score twice within that time that I saw.
Okay.
I don't like that this is what I have brought to the table, but I had to have a counter offer.
It's a little bit of, it's kind of like picking the popular kid for homecoming king.
But that would be Jack this week. I feel like.
True. So by mob rule, our two options are a Jesper Bratt or Dougie Hamilton. Who is the it boy of the week?
Who are we voting?
Well, I'm voting for my nomination.
Yeah.
That's right. I have to break.
Who is it, Allie? Who's the it boy of the week? Dougie or Jesper?
I'm gonna go with Dougie.
Yeah.
Do you want to know?
Dougie, our first it boy of the week.
Dougie's the it boy of the week.
Dougie is the first it boy of
Dougie
the week.
Is the it boy of the year.
Admin Dougie. We love you on this podcast. I want to just throw this out there.
Yes.
If Dougie Hamilton was going to be a basic Halloween costume, he would be Barbenheimer. And no, I will not elaborate on that any further. That is it.
Dougie would be Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
You know I have absolutely no fucking idea who that is. I have to Google it.
Shannon.
I don't know who that is.
Shannon.
I'm Googling it right now. Who is it?
I'm just going to let Shannon Google Barbenheimer.
How do you spell it?
This is why I will not elaborate on this.
Spell it phonetically.
Heimer. I can't do that.
What you're going to find is going to be hilarious.
I love the way that she has spelled this.
Just don't look.
Can you spell it out for me? I can't see.
Well, Google has corrected it to Barbarian Hammer. So I know that.
Shannon, I want you to think of what the two popular movies this summer were.
Yeah.
The Oppenheimer movie?
And what was the other one that came out on the same day?
Barbie.
Yeah. So put those two together. What do you get?
Barbenheimer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate this.
It's not a person. It's not a person.
I'm closing the laptop. I'm fucking pissed.
And no, I will not elaborate any further on that.
You live under a rock.
So he should add that to his bio.
Yeah, Dougie the Barbenheimer.
I'm just upset that I tried to Google Barbenheimer. I'm upset.
And I don't want you to go.
I'm sorry, I've caused so much chaos at the end of this.
No, it's okay.
I think you should.
I mean, that is the whole point, is just to cause chaos. But
yes,
go, I know this is a fight. That someday we're gonna win.
All right,
we don't have the rights to that music, Allie. You gotta stop singing,
baby.
No.
In the wild. All right. So
we need to end this
we're gonna just wrap it up.
Okay.
So this
has been Hot Girls Hockey, made in New Jersey. Come back
next. Oh fuck! I'm sorry.
No, you do it.
I'm good.
Okay. I'm starting from the top again.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for listening. This has been Hot Girls Hockey, made in New Jersey. Come back next week for what?
Sugar, spice, and everything ice. I hate how I said that.
I don't know why you tried to make your voice so girly.
I don't know. Because it feels like it needs to be. Like, I want to say it like Valley Girl. Like, sugar, spice, and everything ice.
I think you have to leave it like that. Sugar, spice, and everything ice. Facts. That's for the Ice Spice fans.
That's how it's gonna end. I'm not cutting any of that. That's just what's happening. It's gonna be donezo.
You touched my toes.
All right, come on. I'm hitting the button.
Thanks for listening to Hot Girls Hockey.
We're your hosts, Shannon, Allie, and Sarah.
Come back next week for more sugar,
spice,
and everything ice.